Shrimatre Namaha, with the divine blessings of our Mother Divine Lalita Mahatripura Sundari and Father Divine Lord Mahadeva. Today we'll make a brief attempt to discuss about the Jagat Guru Adi Shankaracharya's Guru Parampara. Adi Shankaracharya's Guru is Govindapada. Govindapada's Guru is Gaudapada, and Gaudapada's Guru is Sukha Maharshi, who is the son of Vyasa Maharshi, and Vyasa Maharshi's Guru and father is Parasara Maharshi. Even those who are listening to this great Guru Parampara of Parasara Maharshi, son and disciple Vyasa, son and disciple Sukha, Sukha Maharshi's disciple Gaudapadacharya, Gaudapadacharya's disciple Govindapadacharya, Govindapadacharya's disciple Adi Shankaracharya. Whoever listens to this parampara will turn their prarabdha karmas into ashes. And we will make a brief attempt to discuss about this lineage of gurus. When one fine day, Adiseshu was bearing the weight of Mahavishnu, and then suddenly the Vishnu's weight started increasing, and Adiseshu asked Mahavishnu on what is the reason of suddenly the increase of the weight. And Vishnu said, I'm extremely happy watching the Ajapa Tandavam of Mahadeva, Shiva. Then Adiseshu expressed his desire to watch it. Then Mahavishnu suggested that Adiseshu go to the Chitsabha and the Chidambaram temple to watch that Ajapa Tandavam. If we look at that Nataraja Sabha, there are two devotees of Shivaganas who are just standing and watching the Shiva Tandavam while others are participating and either singing or playing an instrument. Those two are, one is Vyagrapada and two is Patanjali. Vyagrapada, as the name means, is one who has the body of the tiger and the head of a human. Patanjali is the one who has the body of a snake and the head of a human. Snake and tiger are the two animals which are representative forces of anger, and that Krauryam or anger is essentially comes to a pause when Shiva does the Tandavam. The story of Patanjali is when Adiseshu expressed his desire, and when Mahavishnu suggested that he can go to Chidambaram, one day a holy mother was offering Anjali to the sunrise, and during that sunrise moment, Adiseshu fell from the sky above into the hands of the mother, and the hands full of water. Therefore, Pat Anjali, while he fell into the water during the Anjali time, he got the name Patanjali. This Patanjali used to teach grammar or Vyakarana to the disciples in the Chidambara temple, in the Shiva Mandapams, which are called Vyakarana Mandapas. In those days, Vedam and all the derivative sastrams of the Vedam, like Jatakam or astrology, and Upanishads, Vedangas, Tarkam, others were taught in Shiva temple on a platform called Vyakarna Mandapas. So Patanjali used to sit there and teach. One day, 1,000 students approached him and said, Guruji, we heard a lot about you. All the 1,000 of us have come from a long distance in the north. those days the tradition was people from the north, after learning everything in the north, would go to south, and people in the south would go to the north to learn after learning in their local schools crossing the Vindhya mountains. When these 1,000 students approached Patanjali, Patanjali said, I can teach all the 1,000 of you in one go, provided I will put a turmeric applied filter in between, and I'll be taking my Adiseshu's avatara where I will have 1,000 tongues. The rule is none of you should step out once you sit down, and if you raise the turmeric applied curtain, then you will be burned to death. All the students agreed, and then Patanjali turned into Adiseshu once the turmeric applied curtain was prepared and put in between. Most of humans will be very curious with doubt and rationalism, and these 1,000, they were no different. Couple of them had this rationality and curiosity about the conditions and rules that Patanjali shared on one turning into Brahmarakshasi if he leaves after they sit. So he thought the Guru's condition is once the class starts, but he forgot that once he sits, he is not supposed to get up. Therefore, he walked away from the class, wanting to come back a little later, and Patanjali, not knowing this, started the class, and 919 of them have been asking various questions that they had about different doubts on Vyakarna, Joshyam, and the various Veda Sastras. Patanjali continued to give them answers, and then one of the students who was sitting in the first row was curious on how Patanjali might be answering to all the 1,000 of them. Not realizing, one of them stepped out, continued to think about the capability of Patanjali, and therefore in that curiosity he lifted the curtain, turmeric applied curtain, and the poisonous air that was coming out of Adiseshu burnt all the 919 of them. And then after a few minutes, Patanjali realized that there are no questions coming from the other side. He anticipated that there must have been some disaster, and when Patanjali watched all the 919 of them, 999, all of them turned into ashes. Then came the 1,000th one, who went out with a doubt, and he was shocked and surprised to see all of them turn into ashes. Not realizing what happened, he bowed down to Guru and asked, "Oh Guru, what happened?" And then Patanjali said, "I will tell what happened, but where did you go?" And then he said, "I was restless the moment I heard about your conditions. So before you started the class, I just ventured out to get some fresh air, and here I am returning back." And Patanjali heard that. He said, "There is no taking back of my word. You will definitely turn into a Brahma Rakshasi. And therefore, when you become a Brahma Rakshasa, you are the only surviving of the 1,000 students, and I am giving you a boon along with the curse that you will learn all of the Bhashyams in one go, the Mahabhashyams that I have written, and you will become a Brahma Rakshasi sitting in the Vindhya mountains, and you are supposed to teach whatever you learnt from me to all the brahmacharis who are going from north to south and who are going from south to north, therefore helping spread the Vedic knowledge." The Brahma Rakshasa agreed, and he sat in the Vindhya mountains, and as the brahmacharis would go from south to north, not to south, he would ask them a tricky question that was known only to Patanjali, and once they failed to answer, or they answered with a wrong answer, he would just swallow them. And this continued for almost 100 plus years, and then people used to complain, and the brahmacharis who went missing their gurus started praying to Shiva, and at Shiva's command, Patanjali realized that this Brahma Rakshasa, his disciple, is rather than teaching the Mahabhashyam to the brahmacharis, he's killing them and eating them, therefore accruing a lot more prarabdham. And with Abhyaja Karuna, unconditional love, Patanjali himself came down in the form of a Brahmin called Chandra Sharma and encountered this Brahma Rakshasa. When the Brahma Rakshasa asked the same question that nobody could answer until this point, Chandra Sharma answered that question, and immediately the Brahma Rakshasa became excited that he found a capable disciple, and he said, I want to teach the Mahabhashyams that my Guru taught me, therefore you have to sit with me right now, and I being a Brahma Rakshasa, I can't go to the temple, so you have to sit with me on the branch of this tree, and you cannot sleep until I finish the Mahabhashyas. If you sleep, I'm gonna swallow you. Saying that, he hasn't given any time to Chandra Sharma. So Chandra Sharma, what he did is he cut his right thigh, and as the thigh was bleeding, he dipped a small branch, and when the Brahma Rakshasa was revealing the secrets of the Mahabhashyas, Chandra Sharma started writing those discourses on the leaves of the Ravi tree, the people tree that he was sitting on. And this continued for 9 nights. After 9 nights and 9 days, the Mahabhashyam was completed, and the Brahma Rakshasa said, I feel relieved. I have committed a lot of sin by eating a lot of brahmacharis who have done Gayatri Upasana and who were going from south to north and north to south to learn the other Vyakaranam and other Vedangas. Now I need to find an able Guru, and therefore I am reaching Purna Vairagyam. I'll take refuge at the lotus feet of a Guru and will go find a Guru, saying that this Brahma Rakshasa disappeared. And this Brahma Rakshasa, while he was walking up north from Vindhya mountains, he came across the great yogi Sukha Maharshi, who revealed Bhagavatam to Parikshit and the son of Vyasa. Taking refuge at his feet, Sukha Maharshi blessed the Brahma Rakshasa, so Brahma Rakshasa turned into a human, and he was given the Sannyasa Diksha with a Namam Gauda Padacharya, who is the Parama Guru of Adi Shankaracharya. Now, coming back to Chandra Sharma, who was awake for 9 nights and 9 days and has written the Mahabhashya discourses on the leaves of the people. And while he was walking in the forest, he was so tired that he drifted into sleep. While he was sleeping, a goat that was roaming around came to the place where he was sleeping and ate some leaves from the bag in which he has kept the leaves, on top of which he has written the Bhashyams in his own blood as ink. And the part of the Bhashyam that has been eaten by the goat is called Ajabhakshita. Aja is goat in Sanskrit. Ajabhakshita Bhashyam. And then, as Chandra Sharma got back the senses with the goat eating the leaves, he rescued the rest of the part of the leaves, and then he approached the nearest village, where he fell unconscious on the veranda of a businessman's house. And that businessman's daughter was an expert at Ayurveda Sastra. She looked at Chandra Sharma and realized that this person is extremely weak, and Ayurveda does not recommend saline or saline water. Rather, what it recommends is applying curd rice almost made like a pulp or a paste. And that's exactly what she did. When she applied it for 3 days, Chandra Sharma gained energy. And on the 4th day morning, as he got back to senses completely, he wanted to walk back to the up north Himalayas to become a sannyasi because he was moving with Vairagya. And the businessman came and said his daughter has a wish to marry the Chandrasharma looking at his aura, and she has a desire to bear a son for him, and as he appears to be a Vedic scholar. And Chandrasharma said he has no interest in the marital life as he is moving with Vairagya. And the king and the businessman said, let's go to the king's court to get the dharmic judgment. And when they approached the king's court, even before the king heard anything, he said, "Oh Chandrasharma, looking at your aura, I feel you are a great Jnani and Dharmatma. Therefore, I request you to marry my daughter and become the king of this kingdom." Now Chandrasharma was very confused, saying to himself, I wanted to become a sannyasi and here I am being offered two girls. Then the king heard the whole situation and turned to his minister, and minister said, a Vedic Brahmin cannot marry other women other than a Brahmin. So he needs to marry a Brahmin woman first and then marry other caste women. Saying that, the minister complicated it to further to another woman. And then Chandrasharma said, all of you are looking at my Rupam, my aura, and wanting to have my equivalent son. So here is a deal. I will marry all the three women, and as I have sons with each of them, I will go to Himalayas and become a sannyasi. If the condition is okay, I have no problem in marrying them. And when they agreed to the condition, Chandrasharma married the three women and had sons with all the three. After that, he walked up north in search of an able guru, and he reached the ashram of Gaudapadacharya, who was the Brahma Rakshasa who taught him the Mahabhashyas. Gaudapadacharya identified Chandrasharma, but Chandrasharma could not identify Gaudapadacharya because of the changed form. Then Gaudapadacharya revealed that he was the same Brahma Rakshasa who told and revealed the Mahabhashyam to Patanjali, now in the form of Chandrasharma. Chandrasharma was given the Yoga Pattam after the sannyasam, the name of Govinda Padacharya. And Gaudapadacharya told Govinda Padacharya that he should stay near the Narmada river in a cave, and in few years Jagadguru Dakshinamurti will come on the planet Earth and will be approaching Narmada bank and the cave in search of a guru, and that Jagadguru Dakshinamurti, when will be walking on this planet, his name would be Shankara, and he will approach him almost at the age of 8, as what was revealed to Govinda Padacharya by Gaudapadacharya. This is a brief attempt to discuss the great lineage of Patanjali turning into Govinda Padacharya to become the guru of Adi Shankara. Patanjali, the Amsa of Adiseshu, who had a desire to watch that Ajapa Tandavam of Shiva, which moved Mahavishnu, not only got a boon to become the guru of Shiva, given his love, devotion, and affection towards Shiva. To take care and stay blessed, celebrating our Jagadguru's Jayanti today. Jaya Jaya Shankara, Hara Hara Shankara. Sri Matre Namaha. Spread the bliss around.